Okay, good morning everybody. Let's come to the second part. Okay, our lesson title is I will do it. Whose biography is explained according to this I will do it? Yes, Nagavaran Ramaran Narayanamurthy. Who said the biography about Nagavaran Ramaran Narayanamurthy? Yes, Sudha Murthy. Who is Sudha Murthy? Sudhamurti is wife of Narayanamurthy. Wife of Narayanamurthy. Okay. See, for whom do you see the character is Nagavara Ramarao Narayana Murthy. His lifestyle. Full name is Nagavara Ramaram Narayanamurthy. His lifestyle is explained according to this one. Okay. What is his aspiration? What is his aspiration? His aspiration is he wanted to become a founder. He wanted to become a IIT founder. He wanted to study IIT. He wanted to study IIT. It is his aspiration. Okay, in the page number 24, let us see some of the points about our biography. According to this biography, let us see. In page number 24, one part. Here, the third paragraph. The IIT entrance results came. He had passed with a high rank. What a delight for any student. He was thrilled. He went to his father, who was reading a newspaper. Anna, I have passed the exam. Well done, my boy. I wanted to join IIT. His father stopped reading the paper. He lifted his head, looked at the boy, and said with a heavy voice, "My boy, you are a bright boy. You know our financial position. I have 5 daughters to be married off and 3 sons to educate. I am a salaried person. I cannot afford your expenses at IIT. You can stay in Mysore and study as much as you want." It is a paragraph. According to this paragraph, one day, already in the first paragraph, in the first part, we also learned as he wrote his examination entrance test. But in this part, he also got the result. IIT result also announced, but he also passed in high rank. At that time, when he passed in high rank, he also overjoyed. He felt very happy, and he went to his father and he informed how what state of what rank he got. He also informed these all once before the father. Then his father also stopped his reading newspaper, and at that time father also lifted his hand before his son, and he looked at the boy and he said with the heavy voice, what did he say? Okay. He also praised him as he was the brightest boy, as well as he also remembered the financial condition, what condition he had. His father also remembered what condition, according to his financial condition, according to his financial position. One said, as a father, how he managed his family, and he also informed these orders. Because here, his father, I have 5 daughters. Who had 5 daughters? Narayanamurthy's father had 5 daughters. As well as his father also wanted to make his daughters marriage, and 3 sons to educate. He wanted to give the good education for 3 sons. As well as he said the perfect things also informed to Narayanamurthy. Even though Narayanamurthy had some of the ideas to become a IIT founder, IIT aspirant here, he also said against word. Who said the against word? His father also said against word. What are the against words? He said everything in the proper way. He has said everything before the son, perfectly, each and everything. But even he was a salaried person, he couldn't afford any amount for his education. Whose education? Naramurthi's education, because he had lot of problems. He was in the lot of problematical conditions. And you can stay in Mysore and study as much as you want. He suggested. His father also suggested him to study in being in Mysore area only. And indeed, next paragraph. Indeed, it was a difficult situation for any father to say no to his bright son, but circumstances were like that. It was common then for the man to be the single earning member with a large family dependent on him. His father was sad that he had to tell the bitter truth to his son, but it could not be helped. The boy had to understand reality. In the next paragraph, what the father is explaining here is, it was a difficult situation. What is a difficult situation? Difficult situation is telling the against words, telling the anything, telling no before the brightest boy, as he encouraging him in IIT foundation course. It is also very bitter experience for him, bitter truth for him. And because the circumstances are called conditions. The conditions only made him that way. And it was common for every person then for the man to be the single earning. The single earning is called, one person is earning the money for family, remaining members also depended on one person only. Father earned the money, but remaining daughters and sons and wife, all family members are depended on one person's salaries only. It is a very problematical thing. They also understand these ones. He also suggested these all cases, and these all words to the son. And his father was sad. Why? Why he was sad? Why his father was sad? Because that he had to tell the bitter truth to his son. What is the bitter truth? Not to give any support to his son in his education. Okay, it is a bitter truth. Really. Because one said Naramurthy was the brightest and the sharpest student, but one said he had a lot of encouragement according to his mind, but he was unable to study here due to that reason also one of the case. And but he could not be helped. Nothing helped him to give any support to him. The boy had to understand reality. The boy, who is the boy? Naramurthy. Naramurthy also understand the condition of the family. What the state of the family? What is the position of the family? What is the status of the family? He also understand. He also understood everything. He had to understand the reality of the life. And next paragraph. The teenager was disappointed. Who is the teenager? Teenager is a Naramurthy. Naramurthy was a teenager in this one. Naramurthy also was disappointed himself when he heard some of the words from his father. And he received his dreams had burned to ashes. He had a lot of dreams. What are the dreams? While he was writing the entrance test, he also dreamt lot of times. Okay, as he joined in the IIT college, as he joined in the engineering college, as he joined in some other places, and he enjoys a lot. He also studied well, and he got a lot of name and fame for his career like that. He also imagined himself and he dreamt so many times, but here every dreams also had burned and turned into the ashes. What is the meaning of the ashes? Okay, should understand these organs. And he was so near to fulfilling his fondest hope. He liked the lot of hope, but yet so far his heart sank in sorrow when he heard the word of his father not to give them some support to study in engineering college, IIT college. Then his heart also melted. His heart was sank in sorrowfulness. And next paragraph. He did not reply. He never shared his unhappiness or helplessness with anybody. He was an introvert by nature. His heart was bleeding, but he did not get angry with anybody. Slowly, when his father disowned him, when his father deported him, when his father not to give any support to him, then he did not feel anymore. He felt so much, but he did not inform any emotions to any person. He did not give any reply to the others. The teenager, who is the teenager, Naranmurthy also did not tell anything to his friends. He did not share any happiness to the others, helplessness to the others. He was an introvert person by nature, according to his natural life. He followed the introvert. He involved in his movement himself only. He did not interfere with others. He did not call anyone to share his feelings. And his heart was bleeding, but his heart also got the hole. And his heart was bleeding, but he did not get angry with anybody. He did not show any angry feelings. Understood, students? Naranmurthy, even though he had a much burden, even though he had a depressed mood, even though he was depressed, even though he also was depressed himself, even though he got some against words from his father, according to his willing, he also did not show any anger to the others. Regarding this one, the day came, the day came, the special day came. His classmates who are his classmates? His classmates are his friends. His friends who wrote the IIT entrance test, those members also were leaving for Madras, now Chennai. At present we call it the Madras as Chennai. So that area, they started their journey, they waited for train, and they also waited for the train in railway station. They went to the railway station. Every person also stayed along with Naranmurthy. And his classmates who were leaving for Madras, now Chennai. They were taking a train from Mysore to Madras. They were ready to get into the train. And they were ready to take a ticket. They were ready to take a train from Mysore area to Madras. They wanted to go to Madras to study, to complete their education. And they have shared good years in school and college together. And intermediate, how they enjoyed. In school level, how they enjoyed. They also shared each other. They also shared their emotions and feelings each other. They also felt very happy. They also got the lot of experiences among those all students, and they also shared their emotions together. And he went to the station to say goodbye and good luck to them for their future life. He refers to Naranmurthy. Naranmurthy also went to the railway station to say goodbye or good luck to their life, their future life. And at the station, his friends were already there. Okay, when he reached the station, okay, already they also reached the his friends also were available in the station, and they were excited and talking loudly. All students, they refers to his friends, classmates, friends, each and every person also placed in that railway station. They are also extremely overjoyed to reach to the Madras. That is, and they are talking together loudly, and they shared their emotions, they shared their feelings, and they shared each other, each and every part of the life. And the noise was like the chirping of birds. When he heard the noise of his friends, he compared the noise of his friends also will like a heard like a chirping of birds. How the bird is making the sound, kiss kiss sound. In the same way, here his friends also made a bird sound. Okay. They were all excited and discussing their new hostels, new courses, etc. They were all excited. They were all overjoyed and discussing for their new life, new hostels, new courses, new emotions, new things, what the new experiences they are going on. He was not part of it, but among those all his friends, he was not a part of the conversation. They were conversing so much. They were talking together. They were talking together about the journey, about their college, about their hostels. But those are not. He was not involved in the conversation. But at that time, so he stood there silently. He also stood among those ones as silent as himself was. One of them noticed it and said, one of the friend also came to him, and he also noticed some of the, he also noticed him as he was silent, and he said, what he said, you should have made it. Okay, if you come to the Madras, it would be well. Like that he also said. He also said that if he came along with, if he would come to Madras along with all friends, it would be well. But it is impossible for him. He did not reply. When his friend asked him to come along with them, at the time he did not tell any reply. And he only wished all of them. He also raised his hand and he wished all of them. They waved at him as the train slowly left the platform. As the train is moving from the platform, they also waved, they also shook their hand by showing their hand towards him, and they left the platform. And he stood there even after he could no longer see the train or the waving hands. Okay, let us see some parts here according to this one. What experience he had? Students, what experience he had? Especially, what other things he had? He had some relation with the friends, but his friends also left the place to study their college life. College life. You should understand these all ones. And then, okay, students, let us see the next paragraph. In the next paragraph, what is going on is here. He stood there even after he could no longer see the train or the waving hands. It was the June of 1962 in Mysore city. Monsoon had set in, and it was getting dark. It had started to drizzle. Yet he stood there motionless. Okay. His friends also left him. His friends also went to their colleges and hostels. And when they reached that one, after some time, what happened is he only stayed in Mysore, and he also longerly he also thought of his career, and he remembered how his friends shook their hands, how his friends laughed before him, how his friends made some incidents. He also remembered these all ones, and exactly the time is the June of 1962 in Mysore city. He also thought of these all ones. In the meanwhile, the monsoon is called the rainy season. The rainy season also had setting. Setting is called setting. Started. Setting. Setting is called started. Here, understand this one. Here, setting, set off. Setting, set off. Okay. The sun rises. The sun setting. The sun set off. Okay, rising. And after that one, and it was getting dark. Gradually, the climate also changed into dark, and it had started to drizzle. Slowly, the climate also changed as dark, and automatically the drizzles also were happened. And yet he stood there motionless, and he also stood as in not moving to any more place. And motionless, motionless is called no moving. He did not move any more place. He thought of his career only. And next paragraph, he said to himself without anger or jealousy. He did not show any jealousy. He did not show any anger to the others. He also said himself with the peacefulness. All students from the IITs study well and do big things in life. All students, who are the all students? All his friends also went to the hostels and colleges. They also will complete their courses. After that, they will become a great IIT Infosys or also great IIT aspirants, IIT students, and they also showed their intensity, feelings, and everything. They became a great personality like that. He also thought of that one. All students from the IIT study well and do big things in life, but it is not the institution. But that is not a institution. Who went to the institutions? His friends went to the institutions. They went to the special courses. They joined in the colleges. They joined in the other courses. But that is not a real institution. What is the real institution according to the mindset of Narayanamurthy? He said here, ultimately it is you and you alone who can change your life by hard work. He took a lot of inspiration from himself. Nobody told. His father did not give the encouragement to complete his IIT foundation course by being in the house. But he only realized, he only thought of about his education. And he only thought of his work. Ultimately, it is you, he said himself. What did he say? At present, ultimate goal is the college is, the institution is you. Narayanamurthy, you are the institution. Myself, I am institution. Like that, he also thought of that one. And you alone who can change your life by hard work. If you do the hard work, compulsory, you can change your life yourself. Like that, he also said. He also imagined himself. And probably he was not aware that he was following the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita, your best friend is yourself and your worst enemy is yourself. Probably. Fortunately or unfortunately, he was not known anything about the Bhagavad Gita, but he followed the Bhagavad Gita's philosophy. And he thought of the one more thing. What is that one? Bhagavad Gita also says some other things. Your best friend is yours only, yourself. Your best enemy is also yourself. Your worst enemy is yours. Like that, you also learn some other things. Your mind is your worst enemy. Your mind is your best friend. Like that, he also thought of that one. And he took that philosophy. He took that philosophical words. What is the meaning of the philosophy? Underline that one. The meaning what let us see about that one. And here later he worked very hard and focused on one thing. He worked very hard. He thought of his career and he worked so much. After some time, after some year, after some days, he also started his work and he focused what he wanted to get in his life. One thing. What is the one thing? Never bothering about his personal life or comforts. He did not bother. He did not worry about his personal life, his personal career, his comforts. Whether he was in the comfortable life or not, he did not think anything. Whether he was in the personal comfortable life or not, he did not think any more thing. And he shared his wealth with others. What wealth he had, what property he had, what type of the thoughts he had, he also shared everything to the others. And he never used the help of any caste, community or political connections to go up in life. In his life, nowadays many people also use the political leaders support. Or else many people also use the community support. Many people use the caste support. But Narayana Murthy also did not use any caste, community or political connections to get up to make his life in the extraordinary way as a good personality, as a great personality. He used the simple way, he used the hard work only. And he thought severely, he thought different case, and he became a great personality. And as a son of a school teacher showed other Indians to it was possible to earn wealth legally or ethically. He built a team of people who were equally good. In this line, what did he say? A son of a school teacher. Who is a school teacher? His father was a school teacher, high school teacher. His father was working as a high school teacher. That's why here, a son of a school teacher. That means Narayana Murthy. Narayana Murthy also particularly showed his right ways to the all Indians, other Indians. What is not possible to become a great personality, he also proved everything before the others. He has become a how to earn the wealth legally, not illegally, legally and ethically with the valuable values. You should you should earn the money, you should earn the property, you should earn everything in the correct way, in the correct way of the life. We should show the character or the right ways to the people. And right ways, in the right ways is showed. And how to earn wealth, how to earn the property, how to earn the life. He also showed everything. And he built a team of people. He also built one team with the people and who are equally good. All are the team members, all team members who are working along with him. All members are also equally thought of the same pattern, same thing. And he became a pioneer of Indian software industry and started the information technology wave. Today, he has become an icon of simplicity, uncompromising quality and fairness. Apart from being a philanthropist, he really believes in the motto powered by intellect and driven by values. Powered by intellect and driven by values. Here, he became a pioneer. What is the meaning of the pioneer? Let us see the meaning of the pioneer. Here, pioneer is called started the information technology wave. How to produce the information to the others easily, in the easy manner. Also produce those all information in the easy method. And he also worked as a simplicity. He followed the simplicity. He followed the uncompromising in his quality of the work, as well as fairness. He followed the fairness and he worked as a philanthropist. And philanthropist is called one who devotes the service wealth for the love of mankind. And should recognize this one. A person who is the first to study or develop a particular area of knowledge, culture, and etc., that the other people then continue to develop. It's a very important. It showed the extraordinary world, extraordinary life to the people, and he did not go to the college, but he became a great personality. He did not go to the IIT foundation courses. He did not take any training, but he became a great personality. And he is none other than Nagavara Ramarao Narayanamurthy, the founder of Infosys, a leading IT company in the world, and all over the world. He became a great IT company founder. He founded the Infosys. He was the founder of Infosys, a leading IT company, and his name also written in the different ways. Understood? What the matter is, understand this one, and you should understand here about Narayanamurthy's life. Let us see some meanings through this lesson. Okay, students, let us see some meanings from this one. PMR meaning is one who is the first study and develop a particular area of knowledge, culture, etc. Philanthropist meaning is one who devotes his service or wealth for the love of mankind. Thrilled, it means stunted. Excited meaning is extremely overjoyed. Waved meaning is shook. And monsoon meaning is rainy season, big, great. Okay, these are meanings. Let us see these meanings once. How to observe that one. Okay, how understood, children? Okay, this is the part.